right. As per usual, listening into it, seeing it for live. Looks like we're live. Let's see. Showtime. All right. As per usual, waiting a quick second, getting into the groove on a Sunday, right here, Beyond the Beats, live and direct on Swissbeatbox. What up? It's your boy Scott Jackson. How you doing out there, everybody? As I do, checking my phone to make sure that we are, and looks like we are, so I'm excited, because we're back again. Hopefully you guys just came from watching Alex Zeno's new showcase for the SBX Kickback 2021, his judging showcase. So I hope you guys check that out as well, but let's go. There's a lot of people that are excited. Let me see here. We got people like Joan578, Diego, Lunatic, YTB, Just Lex. Everybody's going in here. All right, what up, Ish? As I said, we're on episode 47. Episode 47. It's pretty crazy that it's been a good little long while that this show's been running. And thank you guys for still tuning in. Today we have a special guest I'm excited to go and have on. Someone who really, really impressed me the first time I heard him. And I'm excited to go and talk about his musical career. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, we are going to bring on Mr. KRISTOF Nagy, a.k.a. Dr. 7 Seconds, a.k.a. Reppin' for Reverse Distortion, The Flip Side, 7 Seconds in the Future, the, let me see, what was the other one? The Odd Deuces. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentleman who just been smashing up online with the Loopstation, a true artist, multi-musician, so much potential for him, and I'm so excited to see that he's doing so well. Give it up for Hungary's own KRISTOF.
Hello.
How you doing, brother?
I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
As much as possible, like, you know.
Obviously. But it's good to see you. You got your full setup, though. I can see that you're
Yes.
ready.
Always. Always.
Yeah, man. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about your career, not only as a beatboxer, but as a musician. Talk about some projects you've done. I mentioned a few in your intro. I thought get a couple of your band names in there, see if you notice off the top. And yeah, you've been doing like smashingly well, from online world champs to Grand Beatbox Battle World League online to Franco Microfoni doing the showcases and stuff. And now you've been doing a lot of tutorials. You have music coming out with your group. So 7 Seconds into the Future as well is putting out a lot of stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check them out online. But I've been starting these shows off a little bit differently because everyone's in here and they always want to hear it right off the bat. Are you down to do a showcase to start the show off on the proper note?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that surprises me, but sure.
Getting right into it. I want people who will be excited on a Sunday. So ladies and gentlemen, right here live with KRISTOF. I'm about to go and say the 3. Y'all say the 2 and the 1. But once again, we're here, Beyond the Beats. KRISTOF about to go and showcase what he does in 3. Beyond the Beats, let's go.
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Just go with the flow. 'Cause this is what I do. Don't just go with the flow.
Just go.
Don't think.
With the flow.
Don't just go with the flow.
Go.
Don't think.
Just go.
Don't just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't. just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think. Just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think, just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think, just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think, just go with the flow. Don't think. Don't think, just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
Something like that, I guess.
Yeah, man. Coming in on the smash tip right there. Ladies and gentlemen, KRISTOF slapping it up to go and start with. Let's go.
Should I go more?
I love hearing more, man. You got time. This is our show to go and talk to you and experience what you want to go and showcase. So if you have more to showcase right on the start, we can do it right now. We can do it later. We can do it whenever you feel like it.
I mean, as I said, I just don't think and go with the flow. So totally improvise all the time. I can go and play some more.
I think so. I think we should get a little more because people are saying that they want more. They want more. I'm seeing in it. People are asking, yeah. So I can see it. Someone said MDA JK said they just broke their neck trying to go and follow the beat, so they're getting into it.
Okay.
Drop some more, man. Do your thing, man. Do it. Come
Okay.
on.
I'm here. I just don't want to do it like, don't want to overdo it.
Nah, man. Nah, you slapping it up. Renee Powers. They want more. KRISTOF, beyond the beats.
Let's start. Okay. I know a lot of you associate me with dubstep and stuff like that, so why not?
Let me see here. We got a little bit of a lag problem going on right now. Sometimes these things happen. I'm trying to go and figure this out here. Hopefully it's just his internet down for 1 second while he comes back. So bear with us. Once again, these things happen when you have live streams from all around the world. He's currently in Hungary. He's in Budapest, and I'm in Toronto, Canada. And the big homie Hydeful is running the whole stream from Russia. So we got 3 different countries all trying to work together. And sometimes these things happened. I'm going to see if I send him a message and see if he is still just performing to the atmosphere here. Just let me send him a quick message here. All right. He is out of the call. That means this is going to be talking to you guys for a second. Once again, we got KRISTOF on. he'll be back in a second. Hopefully we can figure that out to go and make sure that we jump him back into this call and get him back into the actual live show itself. But I hope you guys have had a good time. And SBX Kickback Battle has been going super crazy. I've been watching, obviously, and hosting on it as well. And it's super, super dope. So I'm seeing the quick messages. He says his computer froze, but he's going to get it re-brought up. Let me see here. So reboot that and jump back on. I guess then when we have a quick second here, again, I'm sorry that this has happened. If you guys ever have any questions for me or anything about SBX you want to go and know that I can possibly help, then I'll let you know. Renee Boyce, love your voice, Scott Jackson. Thank you very much. Hope you guys are having a fun one. And someone just said Mr. Nobody wanted to shout out, so big ups to Mr. Nobody. We're just going to get this rebooted and jumped on, but if you have any questions, just ask them and see if I can go and jump on with any answers that we have, because I know that the SBX Kickback Battle 2021, we're down to our final two. We got D-Lo, we got Zeka in the finals, and if you've been following this whole time, it's been such a crazy battle. The level keeps on getting higher, so I can only imagine that it's going to get just stepped up for the finals hugely. Once again, if you guys want a chance to go and win the kickback giveaway, make sure that you're joining us on March 29th, which is this Friday. We're going to be having the live stream, and if you put into that challenge and you put into that giveaway contest, you have to be actually logged on properly and be there live to claim your prize, which is a great prize. And I do believe right now it looks like KRISTOF's back. It looks like he's back.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say Meko just asked how my day was. My day's been great so far, and I hope you have a great day as well. But do I do beatboxing? Sometimes I do some of these noises, but I'll be jumping into that eventually. Anyways, and last one, Ebenezer Screw says, just want to say keep up the good work and much love. So much love back to you. But time to get back into a showcase to go and kick this thing off on the right now. KRISTOF, let's get back into it in 3. Fish?
The good thing my Loopstation kept everything, So we just continue right back. Here we go. System failure. System failure. Please reboot your system. 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 System failure.
There's always a way to fix the broken. There's always a way to fix the broken. There's always a way to fix the broken. There's always a way to fix the broken.
That's it.
Let's go.
All right. No more?
Man, we could keep going. People are loving this. I'm loving this.
All right. I didn't expect this. So it means it's good. Like, you know, not expecting stuff. I love it. That's why I improvise a lot. So let's do one more, okay? Let's go drum and bass. Drum and bass?
Let's
Anybody
go.
drum and bass fans? Okay.
It's never enough. 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 It's never
Okay, this is the part where I have to go and tell you that this all can go in a really wrong direction, because I don't know what I recorded with the silent recording. So we'll see. If it's good, it's gonna be good. If it's not,
KRISTOF showing up. Coming with that heat. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just jumping in with us right now, live and direct, we are here with Hungaria's own KRISTOF, ripping it up on the Loopstation, showing off his multi-talents that he has. And we're gonna start talking about your life into the world of beatboxing, how you got here, and your music career and stuff that you've been doing, man. Because you've from looking further into it, you got a lot of interesting things and cool projects that you've been a part of. To start off, I wanted to go and ask you, when you started before beatboxing, anything like that, guitar and music, like, how are you musically trained to start off things?
I would like to say I didn't have any formal training that was finished, because all the time I got to the place where I was like, okay, I need a guitar teacher. I quit it after 2 lessons. When I went to like a music university, I quit it after half a year. But this wasn't the kind of quitting, that I want to stop. It was the kind of quitting that I arrived to that teacher or that area of, music teachings and everything. And I was like, if this is music, I don't want it, because this is not the reason I decided that I want to be a musician. It was just a little bit, too narrow-minded, too formal. And for music, it's all freedom and fun and energy. And this was the 3 things that was lacking the most from the formal training of music. So I decided to quit and just, look for YouTube for lessons and teachings. And I wanted to learn from my favorite musicians. So I was looking up for interviews and showcases, podcasts where they talk about my favorite ones, talk about how they approach music or how they think about music. And basically that was my formal training, and not the half a year of school and 2 lessons of guitar, actually. So yeah.
So it was learning on the fly and trying to replicate what you heard from around the world that inspired you musically.
Yeah, definitely. And also getting inspiration from the, I would say, spiritual side of music, and not just the mechanics, like knowing which key to press or whatever. That's interesting, and music theory is amazing and everything. But I was always interested in why am I here? Like, that kind of existential kind of big questions, that why is music getting me so much? Why is that when people hear music, they instantly smiling or stand up and start to dance? Why is that people unite when music is being heard? And that aspect just really got me. And to these days, I'm just expanding on this as much as possible, because this is the thing that moves me, like, creating emotion and taking the listener through a roller coaster as much as possible, and have like a I would say spiritual because I don't have a better word. Like, but having just a crazy experience. I would say experience that never been experienced before. So that was the really moving thing. So I got into a guy called Victor Wooten. If you don't know him, check him out. He's a bass guitar player, like a virtuoso, but he has really amazing insights and thoughts about music. And he formed my way of thinking of life and music a lot, a lot, 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 lot. So yeah.
And you can see too, like from going back and seeing what's been online. You're like in school bands beforehand. You're like very early on school bands, and then your first band that I can see that was playing shows where you were a guitarist and vocal backup vocals was that Reverse Distortion that you were in. And I believe that was with your brother or family member, maybe someone else that was there with you that was doing it. But like
no, we were really close friends. We were just really kind of best friends at the time. And that project was just, first we got together in school and played at the, every level of the school, just bringing an acoustic guitar, and between breaks of lessons, we just pull out the guitar and sang a song, and like, okay, 5 minutes, then we have to run to the next lesson, but started like that, and then we're like, okay, let's do a band. So we did a band, we did covers, like, at that time I thought that music is only made with guitar and basically heavily distorted guitar. So everything that doesn't have a heavily distorted guitar is just a piece of, that was my idea of the whole thing. But it just, formed a lot because of these guys. First beat was called Reverse Distortion. I don't even know what that's mean. Like, I think it means nothing, basically. But it was cool. We thought it was cool. So, it's a high school stuff. It's
you
okay.
Guys go to, then you guys become Flipsite.
Yes,
do some more shows. And do some more shows underneath that name.
That was a more mature form of us, actually, because I got influenced a lot by the guys in the band. We sent each other a lot of music, but this is where I started to get into more jazz and funk, because two of the guys in the band, they were like twins, and they all about Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I was like, "What's that? It's not heavy enough. Like, skip it." And they were like, "No, listen." And I started listening, and just realized that, okay, this is music too, and this is cool. So this is what got me into funk and more. Bit more sophisticated music, in a sense that, not that it's better, but it's just thinking differently in terms of how to and what to communicate. So it's not just all about anger and destruction, or pain in emotional pain or whatever. And when that 12th grade was coming, I was like, I love this so much that I gotta be a musician. Like, this is so amazing. And everything else that I learned in school, actually I learned in this is not for bragging, I learned in a pretty good school in Hungary, and everyone's like, I supposed to be like a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. And I just didn't want that part. So I didn't feel the urge to help people that way. But I did feel the urge to expand my knowledge about music. And one of my teachers was asking, so what are you going to be, like a psychologist? That's what I heard. And I said, yeah, that's what I said because I had to. And he was like, so what do you want to be? Like, a musician. Oh, what kind of? Jazz? And I was like, I had no idea what is jazz. But I was like, yeah, sure. If that's something sophisticated, so he would be like, leave me alone. Yeah, sure, jazz. And I went home and literally typed into YouTube jazz. And I started to look at stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. This is amazing. And I started to learn some stuff about jazz. This is where I wanted to learn from guitar teacher. But I guess it just wasn't for me to have a teacher, or I don't know, have a teacher that's strictly formed way, where he's like giving you this homework. I got home with the homework, and I was like, yeah, okay, but I want to play bass in my guitar. So now what? He was like, no, do the homework. Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
everybody has different styles of learning, and if you can find your own way that goes and furthers your education, that's the way to do it, you know. So you can see also in your music though the improvisation. Holy heck! Sometimes you get words wrong, but sometimes like you can see that through a lot of your big projects that you've been doing recently is just all jam shows and like just bringing it up from thin air. You start with just one sound and work on from there. And the one I started seeing you, it was like, I think you said 2014 was the first time you said you did your own solo show, where you did it at Trefort Garden, and you're using a Loopstation.
yeah.
I got a question about that. How did you hear about a Loopstation, and what got you interested in the world of beatboxing? Because from the videos I saw, it was you just laying down basic tracks to go and work off of with guitar and other things adding on top of it. So when did you hear about beatboxing, and when did you hear about the idea of a Loopstation?
I had a guitar pedal, like, you know, they sell these. Actually, the GT1000 that I use as a second device, it's a guitar pedal too. But I had a way, way, way crappier, if I can say that word, guitar pedal. And it has a built-in looper. It could loop like 10 seconds maximum and one track only, but that was the first thing of me meeting a looper. And I started to loop when my bandmates were late always. So I was in the practice room alone and like, what to do? Oh, I have a looper. Let's just loop something and play over the top and just practice that way. And it just got into my head. And I'm not sure how exactly, but somehow somebody told me that, ooh, I was in a Dub FX concert and it was so amazing. And the guy's like alone, a full band. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And a week later, he or she got back to me and like, did you check Dub FX? And I was like, hell no. Was there distorted guitar? No. But go ahead, check it. He has a TED talk or something and check it. So he or she just sent it to me. And I was checking Dub FX and my mind was like, you know, blown literally. I was like, oh my God, this is 22nd century. What is that? Like he's using that looper thing that I used to just jam along and practice, and he's building a whole track. And what is that? So I started to beatbox right away, but it was like horrible. It was horrible. For the first 3 years of me beatboxing, it was all about soreness, pain, and still thinking that I'm good, because the only tutorial I was watching is DubFX has like a 3 minute tutorial, and he's explaining that, you know, these boots and cats and born to be clever, too clever to be too clever, just, you know, these little patterns. And at the end he says that, but I beatbox differently because I beatbox really loud, and he's doing this like, you know, this really loud and like too much air kind of thing. And I thought that I want to do what DubFX does. So I was like, let's do too much air and let's do power. So I was like that, and getting the speed snare was like, you know, like, you know, literally I practiced on the toilet because I get the, you know, parallel. I got the parallel that, okay, maybe now I can get it. But it was really bad. It was really, really bad. And I did it in the show, the long show, and I was like, and like, ooh. Now thinking back, it's hurting.
Nah, man. It came out well. I liked watching. You did another showcase, and it was like Kira Cat, I think, or something like that, where you were on Kira Cat or Kyra Cat. There's this one video of you online, and it's just you dropping on a loop station, doing the beatbox duo, and have the setup back, and you're playing on a street. You're doing a street show, and there's just so many people walking by and seeing it. It was at Simpla Garden.
Yeah, Simpla Garden. Yeah.
Simpla Garden. So you did that show, and I remember watching that. And I remember at that point, I'm feeling in 2015, you start getting a hold of the beatbox, and it's starting to sound a little cleaner. It's starting to sound a little more refined, and you're more comfortable using it. It was super dope to watch that, man.
Yeah, it took some time. And actually, the funny thing is that the first thing after I quit the university was, DubFX did street music, so let's do street music. But the thing is that my equipment was already RC505, and his equipment was like the RC50, I think, which was a floor pedal. So in order to use the 505, I had to grab a stand, like a stand for the 505. Also, I had a guitar. Also, I had to have like an amplifier, and I was living with my family way out of the city. So the first time I went to play street music for half an hour or an hour after I arrived, I couldn't play because my hands were so sore carrying like 60 kilograms of, car batteries and the full setup. So it was ridiculous. And actually, I was just playing in the street. I was no good, in my opinion. But a guy from this place, Simple Garden, he just approached me and sent me a message that I'm seeing you playing and you're awesome and I want you to feature in one of my videos. And I was like, wow, so cool. It's already worth it. So actually, doing these crazy, irrational, stupid things to grab 60 kilos and march through the city at the point where I couldn't even play with my hands so sore. It was literally, I couldn't move my fingers because my arm was like stiff as hell. So yeah, but something good came out of it. And yeah.
And you can see after you start street performing and doing more street shows, you get more opportunities that I can see. You get more shows around where that was and different things where you no, your own group was My Party Way or something like that.
Yeah, just my way.
My way.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
and you have it, but again, from those you can see that you're putting together live sets and you're doing it on the fly and you're doing it with just ideas that are someone's going to offer you an idea and you're going to work from that. And I can see that when you start working with this guy on the Odd Deuces project, all of a sudden you have a rapper that comes with you and starts performing with you. And that guy is also carried throughout the years from that year into 7 Seconds that you guys are together still today working together. And like when you added that element with it, it was such a cool vibe switch because it was allowing you to go and be the musician, allowing you to build all this stuff and taking that front man needing to go and talk and do all that stuff off of you, but allowing that musical pairing. So how did you meet up with the guy that you do the songs with there? Because I see that you're doing shows at like, was it Festchik Open Stage and the Brody House Jam? So you start going to open jam houses and jam spots, and then you start working with these people to build more musical program or projects with them. So did you meet this gentleman at one of those shows to go and create Odd Deuces to go and build into a group?
Yeah, exactly. It was like we met on the street because I was playing street music twice or three times a week. So it was like, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday or something like that. But every night after like 9 or 10, I grabbed my stuff, went home with it, and came back with an acoustic guitar. And there's a really cool place in Hungary where everybody during the summer just sits out and it's like full of people playing music, just talking, having a beer, everything. And I was there every night. First, I had like nobody. So I was just going alone and like wandering. And if I saw somebody with a guitar, I was like, hey, I have a guitar too. Like, can we play something? Or, So it was really weird and awkward, but I just didn't know what else to do because I wanted this music thing so bad to happen, So I was like, if I'm there every night, something will happen. And kind of it did because I met a guy who played the djembe, and it's a big African drum. So he played along with me every night because he had free time too, and he liked to play together. So we went there every single night, like literally that summer from June to the end of August. Every single night we were out there, and we just played. And at one night there was a guy coming across and like, hey, my friend is freestyle rapping. Can he just join? And we're like, yeah, it's kind of our thing, but yeah, why not? And this is Leslie. I don't know if you're in the chat, Leslie, but hi. And he just came along and we played together. Actually, there was another guy called Herbie, and we jammed for hours. Actually, there was a point where drunk guy started to throw money at us. Like it was the the literal like film kind of night where when we met. And that night we were like, okay, tomorrow I'm coming out and doing this on the street with my big setup, and I'm a beatboxing, you know, but he was like still impressed, kind of, and he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we went out together and did this street music thing together, which was still a little bit weird and not the best yet, but we were like really passionate about it. And few times we got together and like, let's do a duo, like this is so good, and you can freestyle, because he freestyles like I didn't meet anybody like him. And I was really fascinated by that, because I loved improvising too. All the nights with the drummer guy, we were just playing, and what was that? I don't know. So that was the conversation of with random people. Ooh, what song is that? I don't know. What? That's typical thing. And he just freestyled, and I couldn't even believe it. So I was like, let's test him. Let's give him a topic. And then he was spitting about, I don't know, exploding bunnies and everything. So we created this idea that we knew about Beardy Man. We knew about the other groups who do this kind of thing where, people can just shout and stuff, and, you just do it. You have to do something with it. And we did shows like that because that was the right thing to do, as we thought. So yeah.
And you keep building from there as well as you work with this gentleman, Leslie. Also, he's dope, super dope. But I can see that you guys go and get the opportunity. Some of the first jams that you had with 7 Seconds that you guys had, they filmed it. 7 Seconds in the future had their filmed first few jams, and you put a line of these videos out on YouTube, and they're all off the cuffs, just being improvised on the spot. And they turned out so well, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed watching them, because you only had like 30-second little clips and a minute clip here and a 45-second clip there, and you put a compilation together and you keep working together. And then the first thing that I hear you guys do is Beach Moonlight with your group, and that came out, and it came out again, an improvised piece, but so well, like, delivered. The delivery on it was so nice. And I was going to ask you, the group that is currently 7 Seconds rather in the future, is that all based off of people that you've met in those days of doing all these jam shows and working in this place you're talking about in Hungary? And is that where the band kind of formed after you'd been working with other people, or is it just kind of friends that have all made this group?
No, I had no musician friends. So I'm musically, I'm coming from nowhere, because the biggest relationship with music was my mother, who liked to sing in a choir, but that's it. So it never was a thing in our family for, generations. And I had no musician friends. I had no musician contacts. So maybe that's why I felt like that I have to go there every night. And actually, this guy who made the video with me in the street, he told me that his place, Simple Garden, which is an awesome place in Hungary, they have open jams where everybody just go there and play on stage with random musicians with a full drum kit, and there are saxophone players. There are, this is what is open jamming all about. But I didn't know at the time. So we just went there, and I was like, love at first sight, like, this is amazing. You just go there and pop up on stage, and you never know who's coming up, and you never know who's just there. So I was starting to search the city if we have more jams. And because winter was coming, so I couldn't go to that open air place every night. So yeah, and I found like 4 or 5 jams in the city, and from then on I was there every night and playing on stage every night till the point where somebody told me that, okay, leave space for somebody else. I was like, oops, sorry, I just carried away. I was so happy to be on stage, because these are actual like concert venues and stages where I could play and meet other musicians. And the thing was there that a lot of jazz guys was approaching, and I kind of didn't like the fact that for them it wasn't about playing together but showing off. So I was thinking that I could do this better. I could host a better jam, which is all about just uniting musicians and uniting the crowd too, and not separating them by I go up on stage and play a 10-minute solo, and if nobody likes it, I don't care because I am so, so good. I didn't like that approach. So I was like, let's make jams where we actually interact with the crowd, where we try to make them move, make them party, make them dance, make them, with our improvised music. This is where actually 7 Seconds came from, because at the time we were still doing Odd Deuces with Leslie, and I was like, I like playing a band. I love the energy where, 5 or more people on the stage, like just going at it all together. And this is where the idea came from. And I just collected the ones that I felt like thinking similarly about jamming and how it should be, how it should be done, basically. And that's when I formed 7 Seconds in 2016, I think. So it's been already 2 years. Whoa, I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
Oh, it's been a little while since you guys, but you guys have had success as a group. You've won the Gozdu Got Talent. You won a talent show with them. You've won the Great Fishing Finder that you had. There's another talent show you guys won, and in 2020 you guys started deciding that you're going to go make an actual album, and the idea was to go and try to pursue it in such a way, but it'd still be improvised because you'd have the crowd name the name of the tune and give you a genre idea, which I thought was super cool because you'd work as a collective and still keep that improvised feel to it. Even if you were to write the music and make it official like that, you'd have that improvised feel to it. So why is it so important for you to keep that live improvised feel in 7 Seconds in the future and in your live sets that you do? Because even in the showcase you did for us today, technical problem, you still made that part of the song. So why is it so important for you to go and capture that moment of being spontaneous rather, and being right in the moment of that, and maybe not writing out songs so much, but delivering a live version of it? Why is that so important to you?
Actually, you already said the reason, because it's all about the moment. I want to create something to remember to forever for myself and for others too. And I like the idea that actually this hit me a few years back, that actually people doesn't listen to music the same way they always did. You buy an album in 2002, you buy a Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, and you put it in your Discman and you play it a gazillion times, and you go running with that, you go sleep with that, you go eat with that, because that's what you have, right? And maybe you have done 3 albums and 4 albums, but there was always a countable amount of music that you could hold on to. And nowadays there's a summer hit, and by the end of the summer it's over and nobody remembers it, right? I mean, remember it, but still there's another hit and there's another hit and there's another hit. And nowadays people just go on to Spotify and they explore. So I just realized it doesn't even matter if that's an actual song or it's just good. So I wanted to do as good as possible right in the moment, because this is what we have. Like all of our life is always about the past and mostly about the future. That I don't want to do this because this and that might happen in the future, right? All day long we are like, okay, I'm trying to cut back on carbs because I might get fat in the future. Okay, I'm trying to do this or that because in the future I'm trying to save money because tomorrow I'm gonna go blah blah blah. It's all about the future and the past. Like, why did you do that to me back then? Why did you do this thing yesterday and I'm still didn't let go of it? And I just realized that the moment that we're here and we're missing it, basically. So, it's just so rare that people can be in a flow state and just be in the moment and don't think about the future, don't think about the past, just be, just enjoy. And when I'm in a concert, when I'm in a something, sometimes I just can't let go, because I feel like that music anchors me to the past, because I heard that song when I met my girlfriend or whatever. you know? And I wanted to create something that is just for the moment. And it's still cool. And it's still, we had this thing about our band that 7 seconds in the future, in our concerts, you're singing a chorus of a song that you never even heard. Like, you know, this marketing stuff. But this was really the idea that you don't have to know that song in order to participate. Because you know, chorus is about repetition. So if you hear a good catchy melody, you're going to repeat that in your head already, especially if the musician involves you to do so. So I think it was cool to merge playing music and being just in the moment and not in the past, not in the future at all, at all. So I just wanted to find ways to how to improvise music, like if it's written. But still, I like to write music, and I like the idea that it anchors me to the past. So I decided to write an album and merge the two things somehow together, as you said before. So it's just a weird way, but still, we're not gonna play these songs live, by the way. Once a year, maybe. But as soon as we go back, we're gonna have maybe a big show where we like, okay, we're gonna improvise and play some of our songs, but we keep running like this because people tend to enjoy and we tend to enjoy so much. So why not?
Can you, with your wealth of experience being in a live jam session and live performer improvised stuff as a beatboxer, you also obviously guitarist and effects and all these different things, but how do you find that you don't step on people's toes or get too much? Because I've seen and been in situations where, will you perform with somebody, whether it be yourself or somebody in that group, just takes too much control or tries to take too much of it, or they stepping on people's toes and don't allow it to be an open jam session. So how do you as a musician find yourself allowing other musicians to work and as a unit instead of individuals?
Actually, it's a really good question because it relates a lot to beatboxing and like tag team or group beatboxing. Because when you're beatboxing solo, you want to do everything at the same time, right? The more you do at the same time, the more incredible it is. But when you have a crewmate or you have several crewmates, you don't want to overdo. You want to have a role, like, you know, like in a pack of wolves. Not all the wolves have the same role. The old ones and the strong ones are in the back of the pack because they can provide security from behind, which is the least secure part. The young ones are going in the middle because they need the youngs and the females going in the middle because they need protection. And, you know, but they are the future, so they need to be protected. But that's the same way in beatboxing and in music in general. Like, if I'm a guitar player, I don't want to play the low notes and the bass notes at the same time, just as I would when if it's just solo guitar, because then I'm going to step in the toes of the bass player and might step on the toes of the singer because I'm playing some melodies in between my chords, just as I would in beatboxing in groups. Like, if you listen and actually listen and look for what Berrybum does, world champions and you know, they are kind of considered the best of like group beatboxing together, but you really analyze what they do, is they have a role. It's normal that some of them just doing hi-hats and nothing else, and they are so good beatboxers, they could do way more, but they choose not to be because they choose to cooperate. So if that's my part in the song, that then I do that and nothing more, because the others do the rest, and this is what's called teamwork, and this is why we are there together and not alone. Because okay, I can do, but that has a different flavor when, you know, for the different sounds and the different things coming from different mouths, and I'm not occupied doing the kick when I supposed to do a hi-hat, because, you know, it would be and I, you know, so it just sounds different. And realizing these things, that we have to work together and not be too much, that's hard and easy. Yes, it's the hardest and the easiest thing at the same time, because it's hard to let go, but actually when you do, you realize that I have to do less and it is going to be more awesome. How good is that, right? So kind of this is my approach.
definitely good advice for people that are going to be getting into these situations of jamming. And I was going to start asking you about when did you, because 2020 has been the year where you made, like for me, that was the year that I met you or online, obviously, but was when I found out about you and I started seeing more stuff coming out from you and watching you, because my first experience was doing the online world champs, I believe, and you just came out of nowhere, kind of smashed it, and the unexpected was for World League, but then you just started. You got into all the championships, the Grand GBB World League Online Edition, Online World Champs, and you end up a third, taking the small final against Rusi in the online Grand Beatbox battle. And it's just what made you want to jump into beatbox battles and take your Loopstation into the world of beatboxing and outside of kind of that musician world, or they're kind of one and the same, but beatbox battle specific. What made you want to go and dip your toes into those waters, and have you found it so far? And what other ambitions do you have? A lot of questions, but I just want to go and start off with, like, what made you decide to jump into our world of beatbox battling?
Actually, after I met DubFX, YouTube have this beautiful thing that it offers you stuff that you might like, and I got into Beardy Man, who's like one of my biggest influences ever. And from Beardy Man, I got to Reepswan, who's also like a really big idol and like basically influence on my thinking and using the voice differently. And from there, obviously, I found Swissbeatbox. I found that there are such things that beatbox battles. And I was like, okay, this is so cool. Wow, they are beatboxing so well. And wow, oh my God, Loopstation. What? There are Loopstation battles? I do Loopstation. Let's check it out. What's that? And I found out that at the time, that was like when I got into this, I don't know, 2015 or 16. So it was like Loopstation only. And for me, I felt like that I'm not that good of a beatboxer. At the time, I was like, still struggling with my basics. And I didn't, I was like, using just one device for me is like already a limitation of sound, because you can do a lot of things with RC505 only, but you cannot clean up your sound. So like it or not, even the biggest pros who's using RC505 only, they're gonna have way too much excess noise, because the microphone just picks up noise and you don't have a noise gate to handle that. You cannot EQ your stuff pretty well, because the EQ in the RC505 is really limited. And so I was like, I don't want to really do that, because it's just limited for me, and I'm not even that good to, even with the limitations, make something really listenable and good. But I really enjoyed those battles, and I remember watching it, and I remember watching my first GBB live stream on the phone. And I think the first time I watched the live stream was Pancakes versus Thorson, I think. And I was like, oh my God, this is next level. I have to try these things out. This is awesome. And I just kind of messing around the idea that maybe I'm going to use my voice. But later I read the new rules that you can use a second device. And I was like, okay, I'm better at beatboxing nowadays. I think that was 2019, the first year. And I had a big extra motivation. Last year, in 2019, I went to GBB Live. We went to watch it with my girlfriend, and we was like, just, I was like standing there in the crowd and silently amazed. I was the guy who's like, is this like for real or what? And I saw Inky using a second device and these big devices that I have already. And when I was standing there, I was telling my girlfriend that next year I'm gonna be in. And I wasn't, obviously, but I was.
You came close. You got 14 on the wild card.
Yeah. But I already had this idea to make a wild card, And actually, she was kind of pushing me because the dates of the wild cards was coming, and she was like, "Did you do a wild card?" No, why would I? Because you said so in the GBB. Like, why don't you do one? And like, you know what? Let's try. I don't have much time, but let's try it. I'm happy to try out new things, and I know the Loopstation. I know some beatboxing. Let's try something, and Expect the Unexpected was my very first beatbox only tracks ever. Like I didn't even really had a proper practice before about how to use the voice only. So it was what it is, what it was, no comments about that. But from there on, even though I didn't got selected for the top 10, I was like, okay, I kind of enjoy this because it's a different way of thinking. And also, while I made that routine, I realized something really cool, that these effects are not like a lot of people think. So a lot of people think that you just put the effect and it's going to be like good and that's it. And this is why second device is just a cheat. And if you use a second device, you're not that high level. This is why you use the second device. I just see some comments about also my stuff and others guys stuff about it. How I see it is just the opportunity to open up your voice vocabulary. And I don't think that just because you're affecting something, you have to affect just your normal voice. So I tell this in my tutorials a lot too, that experiment with the trigger sound. And most of my these bass sounds and everything that I just did also, they are coming from different trigger sounds. So like, for example, Keep Doing It has the sucker punch as the trigger sound in the bass line. So what I'm doing is but I realized that also the dry kick is a really good trigger sound. And the first drop is with the dry kick and the verse is with the sucker punch. And also one of my bass sounds that is pretty known because I use it a lot is wouldn't be able to do that if I wouldn't do throat bass. So if I would do it with my voice only, it just sounds weird, right? And the funny thing is when you're making these sounds and doing the sound design, for a while I didn't even try stuff. And I was like, I'm having these crazy effects and I cannot create anything that I like. How is that? But I like the sound of, for example, Codfish and his throat bass. Oh, wait, why not affecting the throat bass? And I came across this sound because the obvious thing is when you want the bass line from the Loopstation or from your effect, is put an octave for your voice, 1 down or 2 down to make it deep, and not just tonality, but frequency-wise. And if you do that, it's just simply, which is, pretty basic and everybody used it. But I was like, how about I use a specific settings for my bassline octave, but use my throat bass so it's even deeper, We have this monster kind of growl and everything. So it just got me thinking that this is so amazing that you use an effect and you completely change your voice. But if you change your voice and your changed voice is using a changed effect and everything, it's just becoming a whole new something. And as soon as I started to wrap my head around it, I was like, okay, I have to do this more because it's just so exciting and so amazing. Like, wow, I was just blown away.
And off the rip, again, from very first times I've seen you, and it's been a pretty good year of you showcasing, doing judge showcases as well for Baltic and doing judge showcases, like getting that opportunity to get known right off the hop and getting that splash on Swissbeatbox, getting 2 shout outs in your first quote unquote, I guess, year of, as you said, pursuing beatboxing a little more heavily, a little heavier to go and actually think about doing it as just beatboxing, quote unquote, but not with your guitars and the rest of the instruments. You've made a really, really big splash, man, and it's been impressive to watch. And for you, how was not only the people that you've worked with and musicians that you work with, but what has been the reaction that you found to the scene of beatboxing, that once you started getting more recognition, and as you said, people sending you, following you on Instagram or following you up on Facebook and following your YouTube adventure and watching your tutorials or signing up for lessons. What has been so far from 2020 when you did your first battles to 2021 where we are currently? How is your reaction, or how have you felt the reaction is to your style of music in the beatbox scene?
Ooh, it's a hard question because I think I'm just coming a little bit different from a little bit different perspective, and I sense that most people tend to appreciate that, because in the beatbox scene, this is the best thing I love, that it appreciates and enhances differences in order to evolve. And I got a lot of feedback which was really, really positive about like, I don't know how to say it, but telling me that this was a really different something that you put out there as your wildcard or as your other, like the GBB online, and like, why is that different? I had this question a lot, that like, basically, who are you kind of questions, like so I started to put out more that I'm actually not a beatboxer for the first, that's not my main thing, or it wasn't my main thing, or I don't even know, because now I feel like that I would like to think that everything is my main thing, because I couldn't choose from synth, guitar, beatbox. If I had to lose one, oh man, no, I don't want to choose. So it was a really weird thing, because I never even really consciously, I didn't think about this difference thing, but about the comments made me realize that, yeah, I'm coming from a different point of view, because a lot of beatboxers don't play another instrument or didn't have anything musical experience or live experience playing shows and everything. And I just have this, and also I do sound design for synths. By the way, what you heard before, for this synth, I program everything. For my sounds, I like to keep everything under my control. So this is just a different perspective. And a lot of people just texted me that, hey, I got Boss GT 1000 just because of you. And that's that's the only text, and that's it, and nothing else. And I was like, but do you like it, or why, or what? It's just so weird to get these messages, but at the same time, it was so good that people were reaching out and telling me that in some sense I influenced them. And it was kind of new, because in the internet, I never got this kind of attention from others. In our shows, yeah, we do, because we are interact and we are right there live, but not so many people text us after the shows or whatever. It's just, it's there, it's live. So if they want something, they come up to us, they make a picture or talk to us, invite us to a drink or whatever. But when this happened, that my inbox was full after GBB online, and I was like, how am I going to respond to all this? I want to respond because I appreciate it so much, but oh my God, it took me like days to respond to everybody. And it felt so good, because I felt like welcome to something that I wasn't a part. I was just a outside viewer, and all of a sudden I was like inside, and it was so heartwarming and unexpected. But I said expect the unexpected, so I should have expected that, but I didn't. So it was really, really weird, but a good kind of weird. So I just loved it. Yeah.
And do you have ambitions of still? We'll see what happens. But when live shows come back, are you planning on trying to get into? Because I know you put in things for Vocal Total. and other battles as well. Are you planning on trying to pursue beatbox battling when it comes back in live, and you're going to go to hopefully Grand Beatbox or Vocal Total or other competitions?
Yeah, but it's for me. I just want to keep it like not pursuing, but doing it. Like if you know what I'm saying. So it's not my main goal to be like a GBB champion, but certainly it would be amazing to stand there and show my stuff in GBB and compete. That would be amazing. But this is right now is not my main goal because I just want to perfect my sound. I just want to explore as much as possible. But certainly I want to be there. So if the announcement comes, expect my wild cards because I'm coming. But you know, I'm trying to say that another hard battler kind of guy as I'm think of myself. Maybe my routines are aggressive, but I never tried to make anything but music with my routines. So sometimes at first when we were talking about this stuff with my girlfriend, it was so weird for us when we called it a routine because it's for me and us it's a song, you know. So when I said I just made a routine, ooh, that was weird. A routine? Oh, it sounds like a gym, or I don't know. So so I want to go to battles, but in the battles I want to play music, and if it's enough, it's enough. If not, then I will be still happy to show my songs, because we all know that in battles sometimes it's not about how song-like you are, and it's good. I'm not saying it's a problem, because it's normal. Because when somebody is coming with a hard banging battle style routine, obviously it's possible that it's gonna just, you know, take you away, and he or she is gonna win, because battling is really about the moment again. And if you're coming with the right energy and with the right power, it's not gonna be about how rememberable is it a word even, but you know how easy to remember your lyrics or your song is, or how complex your chords are, or how, you know, it's really about that moment of power and energy, and you know, having that wow effect on the judges and on the people. Like uh, you know, we all know that this is just the thing, and this is why some of the judge decisions are discussed, in my opinion, a bit too much, because in the moment we can be caught up on something. Like if it's just happening, for example, I got some text about the online world champs where Enhance won. And at the moment I felt like that, but my songs were like more musical. But when I rewatched it, I was like, oh man, I never should have won. Like I didn't, and I never should have, because in the moment that battle style was, you know, just like a tsunami went over me, because it was so powerful and in the moment. So for me, there's no question about it anymore, because yes, this is battling. You know, like in an actual battle, you can be the biggest strategical mind, but you might not gonna win, because if somebody's just coming and doing something unexpected, and you know, it's just over. It's normal. That's a battle.
Do you think that your style will change as you experience more battles? Do you think you're gonna try to change somewhat your style and approach to coming to battles?
A little bit, yes, but as I said, I want to keep it as musical possible. So I'm not gonna have different or more or heavier drops, or trying to squeeze 3 or 4 in a row just to, you know, have that effect. Like keep doing it has like 3 drops or something in that 3 minutes with building and everything. And that's kind of the cause of me watching more battles and realizing this stuff, that this is about like destruction, man. This is about killing it in the moment, and you know, squeezing that much in 3 minutes. I might not do it in a song, because it's just too much, you know. Is there is such thing as too much, um, in my opinion. But when it's a battle, it's about being a little bit too much. Maybe not too much, but a little bit too much is never hurts. So, you know, it might change a little bit, but I still trying to keep it as musical and as, approachable for everybody. And this is actually one of my things too, that I want my Loopstation songs or routines to function as a song, in a sense that if I show it to somebody who's never heard of beatbox Loopstation, they're still gonna go like, "Oh, good song. Is it on Spotify? Yeah, okay, wow." And not just, "Oh, yeah, impressive. Next." You know, I wanted to still have this kind of thing, because usually it happens that Loopstation and solo artists also go a bit too much, in my opinion, to please the community, which is also can be good and the source of inspiration. But it happens to me also that I show some stuff to people who doesn't know anything about beatbox, and they're like, I love the one you showed me before. And I was like, yeah, but that wasn't that complex, and check those double voices out. And like, I didn't even hear that was a double voice. Sorry. And like, it's just so different perspective. And my approach is trying to pull a little bit the two things together. So give something to the community that's new and fresh and still hopefully amazing, but give something to the ones who never even approached beatbox, and I want them to be pulled in. And I hope to be an influence for those people to check more battles out and check more beatboxers out. So,
well, that's something I would love to have more of, and it's been happening as more beatboxers put music out and put out albums and work on musical projects. I feel like more people are actually taking notice, and that'll lead them to the beatbox battles. That'll lead them to these things and get more recognition. So any of that positive influence that you can bring into the scene is much welcome, man. I was gonna say, before we get into another little part, I know you have a new album. I'm not sure. Music is Magic. That is going to be it's currently out, or is it being dropped? Because I know that I saw some preview tracks that you were putting out. But when can people expect that from 7 Seconds in the future?
The thing is now that we had a talk with the guys in 7 Seconds, and almost everybody has a side project and everything. So now how we're gonna continue to work, that it's mainly operated by me, like really, really mainly, and the songs are mostly composed by me. And I bring in a singer and say that, okay, this is the beat that I did, and come on and let's write the lyrics to it. He or she sends it to me, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Let's do a recording. And right there in the recording, we are figuring out some harmonies and everything. So still working together, but it's a bit more around me. So 7 Seconds YouTube channel is going to be out, and everything's going to be posted on my channel, which is going to be like a merged channel for my beatbox and Loopstation stuff and 7 Seconds. And actually the first half of the album is out, because it's going to be a double album. The first half is 9 songs, and it's already out. And actually I just went through a process of remastering, because the ones that I put out in the 7 Seconds channel were made in a so big of a rush. I don't know why. Sometimes I just do this to myself, that, okay, I have nothing, but by next week, Wednesday, I just have to have everything. And at the end, it's it's not what I expected or not what I wanted. So I finished all the songs by January or something. I listened them and I was like, oh man, this is so far away from what I have in my mind. So I just took everything and remastered it, put it on my channel. So now it's up there. It's there to listen. Again, different genres, different feelings. It's just a big roller coaster. I have house songs there. I have a drum and bass song, evil trap song, like, some crazy stuff going on. Also funky, because funk is so good. Um, and, yeah,
Agreed. The funk.
yeah, yeah. So it's just, now it's gonna be like that, and the second part is gonna come when it has to come, because I don't want to do this to me and nobody again. That I'm just, by Wednesday you have to finish it, and like, because I want to make the best possible, best meaning that the closest what I hear in my head. So really, it's if it takes more time, it takes more time. If it takes less time, it's gonna take less time. For now, a few months, I'm gonna be just on YouTube a lot, streaming and putting those tutorials out, because recently this was one of my goals. To People pointed out that I have a different perspective of beatboxing, and I want to give back to the community who welcomed me so warmly. So I want to share my perspective and share some of my secrets about, like, music theory, how I think about music spiritually, how I approach making a melody, how I maybe later I'm gonna do some sound designing stuff. I'm also doing like private lessons, but I want to focus now for this YouTube thing and pushing as much basic but valuable knowledge about beatboxing and mostly music in general for the community, and the beatbox and the musician community also. But my followers are mostly beatboxers right now, so it's more for the community, which is good. And I just want to plant these little seeds, because I think the community could benefit a lot from more different perspectives, because this is what we've been driving it for a long time, that somebody's coming with a totally new sound, and in a year it's going to be the standard, because it's so crazy in my opinion that the whole thing around the lip rolls, that 2015 world champs Napalm doing lip rolls, it was like, oh my god, it's so new. And 2016 everybody's doing it, and it's amazing. And it's amazing how quickly we evolve. This is like the example when I think Roger Bannister, the first man who ran the mile under 4 minutes. And the funny thing is that it happened in 1950 something, around that. And before that, throughout history, nobody ran that fast. But the next year, 16 more people did it. And not for now, it's just, what is that? It's just not even a thing to run that fast. And it's so amazing about the community that it absorbs like a sponge every knowledge that's just coming in. And I just really hope that I could contribute somehow to this fast evolving thing, because in my opinion, the way, with every flaws it has, because everything and everyone has flaws, but with everything what's been going on with the beatbox community, this is kind of the future, in my opinion, how a community should work, because it's all really about evolving, and it's just amazing how well it works. As I said, this thing that lip rolling was boom in an instant, just coming in and now it's just, yeah, can you lip roll? Of course, everybody can. I mean, not everybody, but it's just becoming really like a standard sound, just as a kick or a snare. Not everybody can do a kick or a snare, but now it's kind of like a standard repertoire sound that almost everybody has, and this is just truly inspiring and amazing. And I want to contribute as much as I can, if I can.
I think you have a lot to offer, and I think that you have a definite mind for this. And I'm excited to go and see more, because you've been putting out there's been a lot of different tutorials you've put out on your YouTube channel. You do live streams all the time. You just did one yesterday for a good couple of hours, and you get people to jump on, give you ideas for songs. You improv. It's been dope. So people, make sure that you guys go check out the YouTube channel. Make sure that you guys check them out on Instagram. Check out the Facebook, and more music and projects are coming soon. But right now, I want to go and change this up. I want to go and ask you something called
Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire.
Rapid Fire questions. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a few questions in a rapid fire fashion, and I want you to answer as quickly as you can without thinking too much about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Beyond the Beats with KRISTOF, we're going to get into
Rapid fire.
first question. Who is your current favorite solo beatboxer?
Napalm and Reapspawn, if I can say to you.
Who is your current favorite tag team?
Ooh, Kocha.
Who is your current favorite Loopstation artist?
Beardy Man.
Current favorite beatbox crew?
Very well.
Who would be your favorite tag team partner?
Ooh, Codfish.
Who would be your favorite Loopstation tag team partner?
Ooh, even better. Can I say Beardy Man again?
What's your favorite Rise Against song?
Oh, it's way too many. Prayer of the Refugee, I guess.
What's the best meal in Hungary? What's the best Hungarian food?
Again, too many. My favorite is eggs, but it's not Hungarian. So maybe goulash. Goulash.
Goulash?
It's awesome,
Okay.
yeah.
What's the best place to get a coffee in Budapest?
Café Frey.
And last but not least, who would you most like to battle at GBB on stage if you were there?
Rhythmind.
Rhythmind, jeez.
Rapid
Oh,
fire.
yes.
Rhythmind, right there. He's calling you out. Let's go and see that. And that was rapid fire questions. Next up, we have questions from
My friend Papuni.
My friend Papuni.
has a few questions for you. So first one is one I was going to ask you anyways, but I left it on to his line of things. So the beatbox Hungarian scene. How many beatboxers do you know that are in Hungary currently? And have you ever met the Defe, the Doma? Like, have you ever met those guys yet? Or just the Hungarian scene, in your opinion? Have you been invited or met them yet? And what is happening in Hungary in the beatboxing?
Honestly, I'm not really sure about if anything officially happening right now. I mean, there are some online competitions that the guys try to put out. We have a Facebook group. And the thing is that we are really scattered around Hungary. And although it's a small country, it's not necessarily easy to everybody to move up to Budapest, and so it's a little bit, as far as I can see, is a bit personal development right now. I really hope we can unite someday, because before the Corona stuff, there were like, I tried to invite everybody to come down to these open jams, and I was telling them that I can separate like a 15 minutes or half an hour if we are enough dedicated only to beatboxing, and create this fantasy battle, or just doing this stuff. And some of the guys were starting to move, and they are coming up, and we had some fun weekly, which is awesome. But after a while, when the Corona stuff just getting back in there, it just got a little bit, and now it's we have an online competition, as far as I know, going right now, or it starts really soon. But we have to do a big uniting at some point. And from there are really talented beatboxers here. What I feel like is the historical heritage in mindset in Hungary is just pulling us down a lot. And I really want to change that, by the way. And one of the reasons I started to do like these open jams and the whole different thinking, I also had these what's that called? Not showcases, but like lessons before the open jams, and some beatboxers came, and we could like talk, at least beat a little bit. But we need a big uniting. I met Deme. I think not in person, but we talked over the phone after GBB, and he was like really enthusiastic about it. He's a really nice guy, and then he's amazing. As I said, there are some really talented and amazing beatboxers right here, just not getting or not even seeking as much attention yet. I'm not sure how and why, honestly. we just need, I think, we're gonna have a turning point like this where something just clicks and we're gonna unite. I really hope, and I will try to work on that, definitely.
Yeah, I'd love to see national championships happen and an opportunity for you guys to get some more shine because it's been a while since I obviously remember Defe and Dome, and I remember it's cool to see. I'm happy to see it come back. Another question from
My friend Papuni. My friend Papuni.
he wants to know: is there any musician you currently want to collab with that you haven't?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, from the big names all over the world, I didn't really collab with anybody that I want to. But in Hungary, I think I did most of my collaborations that I really wanted with. Mostly, this is weird again. I mostly feel the urge to collaborate with the upcoming new guys who doesn't have the name yet, so they are not playing in the big festivals and everything, but they're so freaking amazing, like really talented, and they don't even know how talented they are, in my opinion. And I just enjoy making music with them, and yeah. But hopefully around the world, I'm gonna have some collaborations. Also with beatboxers, I really hope to make maybe tag team stuff with Beardy Man one day. That would be amazing. I would be so happy. And also, I was thinking, they don't even know. They have no idea. This is just in my head. I wanted to ask Brez and Bass Ventura to do some rapping over maybe some of my Loopstation stuff. We'll see if I'm gonna have the courage to get up to the guys, but I really hope that they're gonna be up for it. And I'm up for a lot of collaborations. Maybe with some EDM producers, it would be awesome. We'll see what the future brings.
Well, I'd love to hear those collaborations, and I know that Bass Ventura and Brez are great dudes, and Beardy Man is a busy man, but I know that you could probably reach out to him, and he was at Grand Beatbox Battle, the last big one that happened, and he smashed the stage, so I know he's still just a killer. One more question from
My friend Papuni.
He wants to know, okay, there we go. He usually ends on one of these things. He says he cannot wait to collab with you again. He cannot wait for you to get an opportunity to be on a big stage, and he wishes you the biggest and best encouragement for you to go and achieve your goals, not only as a musician, but also as a beatboxer. Last but not least, will you try to do another Grand Beatbox Battle wildcard? You already answered me, but Paponi wants to know, will you jump on GBB if you can? All right.
Hell yes.
All right. Those are questions from Paponi. Next up, we have some people right here that have been asking questions throughout the whole time. And Heidfeld, the guy who's running the stream, big ups to Heidfeld. He's running the stream right now. So they want to go and ask you some questions. First question from our audience is, they want to say, hey, KRISTOF, what would you tell someone who is starting a beatbox channel for the first time? What is a recommendation for people starting a beatbox YouTube channel?
Maybe I'm not the best answer to the best one to answer that, because I'm currently building mine too, so I'm not just there on the top. But in my opinion, what I see a lot is people try to give something that they might not have already. So if you should have a rational picture about yourself. I'm not saying you have to be critical with yourself, because that's really killing your gains. But I think you should be some Atlinex shout out there. So if you know your worth, at least, like, kind of that, are you at the level to compete with the let's say a GBB or something, or are you at the level that you're pretty good now, but you still missing a little something, then if you're not there yet, that you really know and feel like that you could compete with the GBB competitors, then don't put out tutorials, for example. Give what you have, and you have to know yourself what you have. if you know that you're enthusiastic about beatboxing and you know that you're always discussing stuff with your friend, do reaction videos. They are so popular right now. Like, work hard and do your reaction videos on your upcoming videos. So let's say now that was Alexinho shout out, do a reaction on that, but try to be genuine, in my opinion. Don't try to
Mm.
go with the trends and this TikTok madness that everybody has to overhype everything, because maybe that's gonna give you likes, but it's not gonna give you fulfillment. After a while, I met some of these people, and you don't want to end up like that, because I guess you're asking this question because you're passionate about beatboxing, and you want to be fulfilled, and try to find something that you have to share. You have to, uh, you know, give a little bit back to the community. You don't have to be an expert at that, but this is why I'm saying reaction videos. Obviously, do your stuff and upload your music as much as possible. Try look into how to get views on YouTube. There are some ways to, support the algorithm and get your videos offered to others to watch. Look up how to make a nice cover for your video, so people, would visually grab the attention of them. So, oh, this looks good, let's click on it. And obviously you have to then provide something worthwhile so they stay. Yeah.
Solid answer. Another question. Oh, that's kind of a question you've already answered. Some of these have been answered, but I'm going to go and this is a question that was like, when did you start using a second device whilst you were loopstationing? And what second device do you recommend for beginner beatboxers or beginner loopers? So someone that has the RSQ 505 with a base knowledge, what's a good secondary device? And what was the first device that you used as a secondary one?
The first one I used is GT100, and this is the GT1000 I use. So yes, and I think if you're just starting out with second devices or starting out with sound design and like you don't have the basics about how to EQ something, how to compress something, don't choose these big, massive guitar effects like the Helix or the GT1000. Choose something like a vocal effect. Maybe TC has some really nice vocal effects. Maybe something that has an auto tune, so you don't have to worry about singing and being perfect all the time. Choose something that brings this kind of pressure off you, so you can concentrate on your music, but still don't miss the aspect of learning how to intonate with your voice and everything just because you have an auto tune. So it's kind of for me it's kind of the fake it till you make it approach. But really, when you have this big effect, I'm struggling sometimes with my GT because these are made for guitar players and not for the voice. So I can make really awesome sounds to my guitar, but when I have to use it to my voice, it just does some tricky stuff. If you know how to get around them, or you know how to ask how to get around them, they are awesome, and they are providing more options. Like you saw Inky and the Helix destroying the stage on GBB 2019. So it's a big effect with big opportunities and big stuff to offer. But if you don't know what to do, you're just gonna ruin your sound. So sometimes even I ruin my sounds, and it's an ongoing process to me to, make these adjustments of my sound design for my voice, because it's just different. So go with something with specially made for the voice. As I said, TC has some really nice things to offer.
All right, that's a solid answer. One more question. This is just a basic one, but someone wants to know, how are you doing today?
I'm really good. I'm feeling on top of my game. I'm ready to everything.
Well, I mean, with that being it, those are questions from the audience. We had questions from the Pootie and we had rapid fire. I wanted to go and give you the opportunity. Do you have another set for us? Could you drop some more stuff? I don't know if it's gonna be improvised. I don't know if you want to use whatever
Always.
you have there, but ladies and
No.
gentlemen, let's go and see something. You could show us something. Make sure that you guys check this man out on YouTube. Make sure that you check him out on Instagram. Go on to the Facebook, find him out. He's got new music coming. He has tutorials coming, and he's going to be putting out live streams all the time. So make sure that you guys go and support the homie raid here. But Mr. KRISTOF, it's on to you. Show us what you do again. Beyond the Beats, right here live and direct on Swissbeatbox in 3. Jeez.
All right, I'm gonna keep improvising because my written stuff I just save it for GPP. No kidding, but no, I'm not kidding. Actually, it's true. All right, let's do some funk, huh?
I still wanna make some beatbox references, right? So if you know,
Then you know. Bring the fun back.
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 Bring the fun back. Bring the fun back. Bring the fun back. Let's bring the fun back.
Let's bring the fun back. Let's bring the fun by.
Scratching that chin.
You know what to do.
Bring the fun back.
Just bounce.
Bring the fun back.
Bring the fun back.
Bring the fun back.
Let's do this.
Bring the fun back. 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 Bring the fun back.
So, we're gonna drop it. We'll soon we're gonna drop it. And we're going under. I would say, so we are going under. So we are going under. 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 Going under. So we are going. Going under. So we are going under. Going under. Under. Going under. So we are going 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 under. Going under. Going under. Going under. Going under. So we are going under. Going under. Don't stop with the bass electro. Don't stop with the bass electro. Don't stop, bass electro. Don't stop with the bass electro.
bass electro. Don't stop with the bass electro. Don't stop, bass electro. Don't stop with the bass electro.
This is evil. This is gonna be evil. So get ready. Let's do this. How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? How low?
Shadow Sumo.
How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? How low?
Shadow Sumo.
How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? How low?
Shadow Sumo. Shadow Sumo.
How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go?
Shadow Sumo.
How low can you go?
one more. Drum bass is my guilty pleasure, honestly. Like, you know, I just always seem to come back to it. It's just so good. Let's see what beatbox lyrics you can use. Cinema.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, right there, KRISTOF slapping up a showcase. Slapping up a showcase. That was full-on set length going there. I love it, buddy. That was killer.
Sorry, I got carried away.
Never be sorry about that. You smashed that, my friend. If you guys want to go and jam, just cruise back for 15 minutes and play it straight through again. That was a good showcase, brother. That was super, super dope. One more time. Thank you for coming on, brother. Thank you for coming and joining us here Beyond the Beats. I look forward to new projects. And once again, where can people go and find you online? Where are the best places to follow you?
Right now, the best place is YouTube. Because I'm going to be live almost every day. I'm going to upload some content. I'm going to upload some hopefully soon, I'm going to upload some new vocals only tracks. Actually, some old ones and new ones, but old ones you don't know yet. So yes, I'm gonna have the wildcard over there. I'm gonna have some tutorials over there. I'm gonna might do some quick Q&As. So it's just a lot happening over there. So go to find me on YouTube. It's KRISTOF 7S at the end. That's my YouTube name. And also on Instagram, I'm gonna post everything that's happening on Instagram. What's happening on YouTube? What, like, But letting you know when I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna let you know what's happening and everything. And also, if you like my not just Loopstation music, but the music I make with my band, which you can find on my YouTube page, you can go and follow 7 Seconds in the Future on Facebook too, because we're gonna post there everything. If you're Hungarian, sziasztok, just go there and like us, because we're gonna have shows coming up. If the corona's finally going away, we're gonna be out there and smashing it 5 times a week, and yeah, it's gonna be just crazy. So basically, those are the ones. If you really want to connect with me, text me on Instagram or find me on Facebook and give me a text. And Britt, thank you so much for having me in this awesome, beautiful, amazing community and this awesome, beautiful podcast. And thank you so much for having me right here.
Absolutely. And that'd be the best place on Instagram or on Facebook if people wanted to get lessons for you during these times. They'd hit you up there to go and make contact to figure out about beatboxing, production, just basic music theory, and all these other lessons that you have offered. Yeah,
on Instagram, just hit me up and we can talk about the details, how the lesson's happening and everything. Yeah, I'm trying to over deliver for everybody. So I really hope I can do that. If you have specific questions, it's the better. But I can talk to you in general for hours, as you can see. I'm just a talker about music, a big, huge geek about music. Sorry.
Nah, never be sorry, bro. That's a great quality to have. Aside from that, thank you once again, everybody, for tuning on in. Make sure you do that. Go and check him out on YouTube. Go and check him out on Instagram. Hit up the Facebook. Make sure that you guys go and follow the new music that he's going to be putting out. Put out also live streams being done daily, pretty much. If you're Hungarian, as he said, and the show's allowed to be happening, they will be on the streets and they will be in clubs smashing shows, so make sure that you check them out. Aside from that, I cannot wait personally to introduce you at a very large scale stage someday, somewhere in this world. I cannot wait to announce you. Hopefully at Grand Beatbox Battle, we'll see you on there. I'd love to see you get in and introduce you to Poland and introduce you so people can experience that live. Aside from that, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Jeez.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Once again, this has been episode 47, Beyond the Beats. I'm your host, Scott Jackson. Thank you very much to everybody at Swissbeatbox for making this possible. Big ups to Ilya Heidfeld for running the stream as per usual. And make sure you tune in next Friday. We'll be finding out who wins between D-Lo and Zeka for the SBX Kickback Battle 2021. And also, if you haven't done so, make sure that you check out the Judge Showcase by Alexino that just came out. Lots more great content coming here at Swissbeatbox. Stay safe, stay happy, call your friends and family, tell them you love them, and keep those beatboxes going. Keep that sword super sharp and practice. I can't wait to hear your music. KRISTOF, big blessing to you. Thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to sign out like that and say thank you very much, everybody. Keep safe, keep happy, keep healthy. All those things Scott Jackson saying, that's time.